We are at the Correspondence Club of Bloomington, being held today at the Runcible Spoon. It's a thing I started a few years ago. I really appreciate mail, and I just thought more people need to experience mail. So I was just trying to make an atmosphere that was easy for people to send mail. So it's a club that I bring around to different places in town. I provide all the stationery, writing utensils, and stamps. All the stationery is free. The stamps I charge cost for, and then I offer to deliver the mail to the post office when it's done. Yeah, so try and just make the whole process streamlined. People can sit down for 10 minutes, an hour, however long, write out however much mail they want, and then I will, do the rest. Mail's really special, so no matter if it's a sentence on a postcard or like a really involved package, it all has a kernel of specialness. It's a way to connect with somebody that you can't otherwise. Emails and certainly mail is usually a sort of done in solitude. It's just you and whatever the thing is. So it's nice to have a group of people to do that with. Both to bounce ideas off of people, and then also just to get to, really, really bond and have that experience together. Try to keep things tidy as I can and labeled so it's easier for people to find things. But a big part of it is postcards and note cards. You have note cards, various assortments. This is one that I've been waiting to bring out for the past year in Bloomington in winter. So it's actually new as of today. And we'll see if we get some stuff. Then you have a bunch of different postcard books, and then also loose postcards, stationery, stickers, envelopes. Right here you have mailables. Mailables being stuff that you actually fold up and put a sticker on or something else, but something that's like in between sort of a postcard and a letter. And the back here, various forms of stationery as well. That $1 million. Jefferson is on. A big part of mail is that you've spent time with this object and you've sent it away, and for a really cheap price. Like with pocket change, you get all of these people to come together and handle this document and get it to this other person. And the only thing that's involved is writing down where they are, and then it gets to them. It's amazing. It's really like the future. The lighthouses are great. Please, take a lighthouse, yes. A lot of good options there, too.
Which one looks more Western?
Probably this one.
Yeah.
It's the colors.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think, I guess I'll just peel it off.
Yeah, peel it off. A lot of people say like, oh, it's a dead art, or like it's something that's on its way out. And I've never felt that way. I mean, it's slowed down, as a lot of things do, but I've felt it's never gone away, and I hope that people understand that it continues as long as we have a post system, postal offices. We'll have mail, which is good.
I was wading through the flood waters, and you were waiting out to drown. Do I have that kind of love? Is that what it would take to see this out? So hold your emptiness crumble about as fast as a house in the sub. And what you leave behind is an uncorporeal monument of time. Whether by needle, your own hands wore an empty belly bus or bug. We all go separate and together in the such while I'm alive. You show me love, show me love, show me love, show me love.
generals' armies blackened out the skies. Through cotton fields and cannon fire and blood-stained fields we try to not be found by the army hounds drawn in ever night.
I'm Jim Mayer, and I'm here in the museum. I believe used to be the old library when I was a kid here, but the History Museum from Monroe County. And I'm here because I've got a show hanging right now called McDole Yard End of the Line. It's pictures of the train yard back in 1973. I came to that subject matter. I had a photojournalism class with Will Counts and Jeff Hartenfeld back in '73 when I was going to college here, and I'm from Bloomington originally. But when I was going to college, it was just a photojournalism course. I needed a subject, and my grandfather had worked on the railroad. I was kind of a train fanatic, having ridden with him a couple of times to Louisville, and it was just kind of a no-brainer for me. I picked right up on it and shot it. I'm amazed at all the publicity. I'm just not used to it. I've been a photographer for many years. I've been to a lot of shows and exhibits. This is the first time I've ever had this kind of publicity before. But it's historic, along with, hopefully nice pictures. One of my all-time favorites is the guy sitting in the caboose with a cigarette in his hand. I just love the feeling and the look of that photograph. But there's a number of others I like a lot. I like the one on the cover of the book that I did for it, and it's just a train coupling from above. I had to straddle two train cars and look down on the coupling, but that's a favorite of mine. And I like all of them, but those are probably my two most favorite anyway. But I'm fond of all of them, and I've gotten to know them really well lately because I shot them 43 years ago. It wasn't until a couple years ago that I kind of drug them out of storage and scanned them and printed them. So, and then it kind of went crazy with the exhibit. And so I've seen a lot of them lately, and with putting my book together and doing the publicity and everything else, I've grown really fond of them lately. Let's say that. When my grandfather took me on the train twice when I was 10, once when I was 11. And something you can't do anymore, I'm sure. Even let me drive the train for about 10 miles. Yeah, he'd probably go to jail now for something like that. But that was long ago, and he's not with us anymore. So yeah, we beat that system. But yeah, I'm addicted. I can't help it. It's just part of my family, I guess.
It brings people together in a way that I have not really experienced anything like this ever really before. It's a non-institutional function, and it is just nice. It is just nice, and like all around, because you're writing and talking, and oftentimes there's the beer, and receiving the things. I live far away, and Addison convinces people at Correspondence Club to write things to me.
Actually, it's funny because outside of people's grandmas, Carson's probably the number one person that he gets written to from the club. Because so many people that come to the club are good friends of mine and his.
And because when you write to Carson, he writes back to you pretty quickly and often with original art.
Yeah,
that was really fun to receive.
Of course.
And he writes in a really formal voice.
Which is
like I've gotten letters from Carson typed on a typewriter that I gave him that I found by a dumpster one time. And he picks it so it worked. And it's just like it feels like a letter from another like era.
Yeah. For one thing, it's funny that you and Laura have sort of teach me both formality and informality when it comes to mail, because you have such a delightful tone with your mail that it's made me bring a little bit of that to mine. But then Laura's, I always try to keep mine pretty tidy when I'm writing and stuff, and Laura will just take bits of everything and write all over it and like turn things different directions and stuff, and that made me think, oh, that's really enjoyable. Yeah. Like it's fine to have something that's neat and tidy, but it's much better when you read something and at some point you have to turn it and then keep reading, because it makes you interact with it, which is really nice.
I separate those things entirely. I write a very formal letter, and then I just pack the envelope full of junk. I don't. Nothing's written on it. It's just like I get these things. People slip their like business cards under my windshield wiper all the time, and I have stacks of business cards of like just the same auto company or whatever, like wrecked car. We'll buy your wrecked car.
Yeah, sure.
And then I just put them in envelopes.
Of course.
And send them to people.
I've received a number of bits from you. What I will do is a mixture of that. I'll just put stuff that ends up in my pockets or whatever into mail, but then I'll take little bits and write on them. That's what I like to do. I'll start a letter on a piece of paper and I'll continue on to a sugar packet, and then eventually I'll end up on a postcard or something. I'll put that all together. But what I really like about mail, too, is that so often it brings a smile to my face.
Yes.
Like I'll be reading something and I'll start to beam. I'll start to laugh because of whatever is in the letter. So many pieces I've gotten from you have just brought me complete joy.
Like the one I typed on the Del Taco wrapper.
The one on the Starbucks baked good wrapper that was underneath your car for months.
Yes. But still aligned and formal.
Exactly.
It's just trash.
Yeah. What's nice too is that it will inspire people to write back. I wrote a letter to a friend in Lawrence, Kansas, and he said he was just forced to respond immediately. Something about it made him think, I gotta write back. Oh yeah.
You're a man who likes to take his time. I've already expressed that within the last 10 minutes. But at the same time, you wait. You receive letters and don't read them until it feels right.
Right,
which is very interesting.
Yeah.
Because I think most people just like go straight for the letter opener.
Sure.
And just rip the top off, you know?
Yeah.
But you do it when you feel the need to do it.
Yeah, which I think is both a good thing and a bad thing. I like that, you know, the reason I started doing it is because I didn't have enough time when I read something to respond to it. So I thought I want to give myself enough time to take it in and be able to output as well. But I felt that there's a little something missing when you leave a piece of mail for a moment. There's something that I think it's hard to replace when you actually receive it and then open it and like, oh wow, this is what's happening with them. Because, you know, sometimes you receive mail and someone has written a month ago and they finally gotten in the box and stuff, which I do sometimes.
Yes.
But most of the time you read something and, oh, they just wrote this thing, a week ago or less.
Can I plug a letter that you wrote to me?
Please.
I got a Christmas card last year. Or I don't know. I want to think that it was sometime in the summer. I got a Christmas card that said it was a letter that was written out with my name and everything in one pen color, and then it said December 2013, crossed out with a different pen 2014. And then you just put an envelope and sent it. You wrote it in 2013 and put it somewhere and saved it, and then sent it the next year without even amending the letter.
Yeah, I think I changed Merry Christmas to Merry St. Nicholas's Day, which is December 6th. So you got it mid-December, and then about a week after that, I sent out my Christmas cards for that year. Christmas cards are a tricky thing.
Yeah. Well, you really have to time them.
Yeah, you do.